Folks, one thing that is sure to happen the rest of this year and beyond is more power outages, more brownouts, more blackouts, more grid down scenarios. Weather is just getting wild, and here in South Carolina, we know that I'm going to get hurricanes and tropical storms. We are approaching that season now. We're already making our steps to be prepared. But if you're in other parts of the country, maybe you're just struggling with power outages and brownouts because of the heat and the amount of AC that people are using. I've got a solution for you. You need to stay tuned for this one. All right, folks, I want to say a big thank you to Venty Fan for sending out a fan for me to test for the audience. This is a rechargeable, cordless, battery-operated fan, so it will work without when you don't have power coming into your house. It's also a good camping fan. It's also a good fan maybe for the office, and it's rechargeable. So that's going to give us some options even when the power's out for an extended period of time. I'll talk to you about that in just a second. Let's go ahead and flip the camera and get into this review. Folks, if you lose power and it is the summertime or early fall and it's in the 90s with the humidity, let's be honest, that is not going to be a good time, even for the most hardened survivalist out there, right? Like, we all love our air conditioning, and I'm not going to lie, I love my air conditioning too. Running your air conditioning in a grid down situation is going to require some pretty expensive kit. You're going to need a generator, and most of those, the ones that have enough power to do something like that, are going to be quite noisy. So you're giving up some operational security there in some situations, and maybe you just don't want to have that thing running nonstop, chewing up gasoline. So what are some other options? Well, fans are better than nothing, and I have reviewed numerous battery-powered fans in the past. This one here has got some bells and whistles that really impressed me. And I'm going to show you the box here real quick. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. Let's move that out of the way. Now, it's going to come in this really neat carrying case, which is cool for travel. If you're like me, you have to have, like I pretty much have to have white noise at nighttime to sleep, right? And I need to have it, at least the air moving. If not, if I can't cool the air, I want at least a breeze on me. And so even when I'm camping, I carry a little fan with me. This nice carrying case is good for travel. And let's go ahead and unzip it. Let's take a look at what you get in this package. You do have a carrying strap for your carry case, which I chose not to attach mine. I prefer not to. You've got a charging cable. I'm going to get into what kind of battery this thing uses in just a minute, but just know that it comes with the cable with it. And it does have to be charged with the 5-volt 2A Type-C charging cube, according to the instructions that come with it. Since I've got this out, let's take a look at the dimensions. So the battery is a 16,000 milliamp internal lithium ion battery. We'll talk about those capabilities here in just a minute. Charge time takes about 9 to 10 hours. Mine seem to be a little bit faster than that, so I'm going to go closer to 9 hours. It will work 18 to 55 hours without a recharge, depending on what speed and functions you're using. We'll talk about that in just a second. Fan speed is 2.2 to 4.0 ms. The sound is 30 to 36 decibels. So I will show you that in just a second, as best as the camera is going to pick that up. It weighs about 1.06 kilograms. Dimensions there. I'll show you those real close. All right. And the battery is a CR2032. So it does come with this little instruction manual, little user manual, and this is pretty handy. It only took me a few seconds, obviously, to figure this thing out. It's not super complex. Now, when you take the fan out here, it is a pretty snug fit, so I have to tip it. Let's move that out of the way. All right, now this is what it looks like stored away, all folded up. Okay. Pretty small, compact. You can see it's about the size of my two hands put together. And then watch this. This thing is like a transformer. Check this thing out. So first thing you can do is you can pull it up like that. All right. So then it's like the size of your basic desktop fan. But check this out. It actually extends and can be like a stand-up fan. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? So it gives you different options. And then it has a remote control that pairs with it. So let's go ahead and take this out, and that stores conveniently right there. Now, the first time you use it, you may need to pair your remote with the console itself. It gives you some pretty easy instructions here on how to do that. But since mine's already paired, we're just going to skip ahead past that part. So to turn this on, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this button down for a few seconds, and you can see it turned on. And to turn it off, we're just going to do a long press of the off button. And you can hear it stopped. All right, let's go ahead and turn this back on. Okay, I believe that is first speed. Let's go ahead and see what this thing can do. So that's second speed. Now I'm going to be quiet here for a second so you can hear the sound, because that's about what I would like for nighttime for noise cancellation. Okay, third speed. Now I can tell you I'm sitting in front of this, and that's a pretty good breeze. Like, that's going to keep me pretty comfortable even with the air conditioning off. And then fourth speed, I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but I actually feel like there's wind in my ears with that one. So let's go back down. This button over here will cycle down. Third, second, first. Okay. All right, so that's a pretty, at that speed there, maybe as you're sleeping, you just have that fan facing directly on you, or you oscillate. Let's show you how the oscillation works. All right, so it's got 120 degrees of oscillation. And maybe that's all you need while you're trying to sleep with the power down, okay? All right, just to give you an idea how it works. And when it is extended upwards vertically, it's 3.5 feet. I should have mentioned that earlier. So let's go ahead and let this come back to center, and then we'll stop the oscillation. Okay, let's stop the oscillation there. Now, let's say that this thing, you're using it just at nighttime to stay cool so you can get a little bit of a sleep while the power's down. That's going to run at that level 1, for about 2 days. And of course, the more you crank this thing up, so if you're on 4 like that, if you're on 4 like that, it's obviously going to draw it down much faster, and you're going to have to recharge it faster. But that's not a problem if you're a prepper and a homesteader. I'll show you why. But one more thing before I show you why that's not even an issue. So it also has a nice little LED feature down here, okay, if you need a night light or whatever. And that has several levels, as you can see. All right, let's go ahead and shut this off. And I'm going to put our remote control back, and we're just going to fold it back down. Look how easy that is. And it's ready to store. All right. Now, the last thing I want to show you here, and this is why this is a good choice for preppers and homesteaders, is because this is your input-output cable port. Okay. So you can actually, because this is a 16,000 milliamp battery, rechargeable battery inside, that gives us some extra functions that as a prepper, this is really appealing to me. Number one, I can charge my phone off of that with that same cord that comes with the carrying case, okay? So I can charge my phone, or you could charge a little laptop or Kindle or something small off that as well. That's a nice feature. But this also charges off of your power banks, right? And as a prepper, one of the things that I say that you should, after you take care of your food security and your water security, I recommend you start accumulating some ways to charge up and have a little bit of power when the grid is down, right? So that cable will plug into there, and then you can plug that into a battery bank. So let's just go ahead and show you how that works. So in case you're not clear on what I'm saying here. So there's your USB-C. And over here we've got a battery bank. This one is a little solar powered one. And yeah, we got about 3/4 of a charge. I was using it this past week at a conference. So we're going to go ahead and plug this in here. All right. And see that red light? It's charging. It's as easy as that. So if you've got a few of these, and if you've got some solar panels too, which I've showed you on some of my other videos, we'll go ahead and We'll link those up here somewhere. You can check those out, and then you pretty much can run this thing indefinitely with the grid down. So that, as a prepper, as a homesteader, this has a lot of appeal for your own self-sufficiency when there are situations where grid power can go down for weeks at a time, right? Like think about Hurricane Katrina and some other events like that. So it sure is nice to be able to have some way to cool yourself down. Is this going to function as good as a total house air conditioner? No. But you know what? I'd rather have this than nothing at all when I'm trying to just kind of cool myself down a little bit, maybe read a book while the power's down. Maybe I'm trying to get some good sleep so that the next day I can be my best version of myself, all right? Any questions, drop them in the comments down below. Of course, please do check out the description. I would like you to check this thing out. Go check it out on Amazon. I'll put a link there. Check out some of my other discounts in there as well. If you want a link to a power bank, I'll put one of those on there as well. All right, I want to say thank you again to Venty Fan for sending this out for me to review for all of you. If you found this at all helpful, please consider giving me a thumbs up. I will, of course, drop links in the description down below, including where you can find Venty Fan. Please go ahead and check them out. If you visit them on Instagram, please go ahead and tell them that Prepping with Sarge sent you. And also in the description down below, I put other coupons, discount codes for other products that I think anyone who's into preparedness, wilderness survival, homesteading, bushcraft, any of those kind of things might like. I will see you next time. Once again, if you're brand new to the channel, please consider subscribing. With that bell notification on, I drop videos at least twice a week. I usually do a live stream on Friday if you want to come chat, hang out. I love to get to know my audience. And if you're one of my returning viewers, I thank you so much. Really appreciate y'all. Hope you're all having a great day. Keep planting your seeds, keep stacking your silver. This is Prepping with Sarge.